It's the Laugh Smartly Show. Yes, again. Biff Lucky and Mr. Fun are ready. Supposedly.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Laugh Smartly. I'm your host, Biff, looking at Lucky, looking at Mr. Fun.
What's up, boys?
Welcome to everybody listening to the show. And Mr. Fun, for those who can see on YouTube, just did his Clark Kent imitation. Do it again. Glasses off. It's exactly what you would expect from super fun guy. That's right. So anyways, good to see you guys. Thank you, everybody, for joining us again Saturday night. The second week of July. Hard to believe that the summer is really flying by at this point in time.
It is.
What has been a busy summer so far. And I think a lot of it, which we'll talk about, is World Cup. A lot of things been, a lot of people have been following the World Cup. Wimbledon's in full force. I did been watching that a little bit. And lost in the shuffle is baseball and women's basketball.
But get this. So, okay, we'll talk about World Cup and U.S. going out. But all in Ocean City, it used to be come and watch World Cup games. Now it's come and watch the Orioles. There's all the signs now. Like nobody's going to watch the World Cup.
Yeah, it was. It's crazy again how much it took over the kind of the American sports landscape. Anyways, I see again for those that can see us on YouTube, we are adorned with everything. I see Lucky has a Tackle Up hat on. I have a Tackle Up shirt. I have a Scotty's Vodka hat. Mr. Fun has a Laugh Smartly swag on his head. Quickly, again, support Scotty's Vodka, please. Maryland made, Maryland smooth. Support Tackle Up. Oh, Mr. Fun's got a bunch of Scotty's bottles, as he's pointed to over his shoulder. Support Tackle Up, again, performance fishing apparel in Bethany Beach, Delaware. Importantly, since most people aren't in Bethany Beach, Delaware, you can get it online at tackleupbb.com. and type in the code LAUGH15 to get 15% off of your order. So please support them. Finally, Rockfish always leads us in with one of his songs every episode. We heard from Rockfish this week, who has who invented a drink. And for those who have been with us ever since the beginning, 183 episodes ago, we used to have a Scotty's vodka drink every show. We stopped doing that, a little bit ago. But Rockfish is tempting us to bring it back with a joke that we are calling the Nutty Rockfish Martini. A drink. Yeah. It is 3 ounces Scotty's, 2 ounces coconut milk, a half an ounce of macadamia nut liqueur. I must admit, didn't know such a thing existed. Anyways, shake it up in a mixing, one of the shakers. Strain it into a martini glass. Chill it if you want, and add a macadamia nut. It actually sounds delicious.
What are we calling it?
The Nutty Rockfish.
It sounds nuts. It does sound nuts.
It sounds nuts. So we thank you, Rockfish, for sharing that with us. And anybody at home, if you want to experiment making that, please do. We will do it another time on the show. Mr. Fun, do you have a joke?
I do. Actually, it's a story. Luck, did I ever tell you when we graduated college, me and Biff, I once set him up for a blind date. And it was different. We were out of college. We didn't have the same pool of women. So we were going on blind dates. And he said, should I know anything about this girl? And I said, well, she's expecting a baby. And Biff was like, oh, this will be interesting. So he calls me afterwards. I said, how'd it go? He goes, it was awful. She thought I was a weirdo. I go, why? He goes, because I showed up in a diaper.
Okay.
Oh, jeez. All right.
He thought that she was expecting a baby.
I thought you were going to say she was expecting a baby from Biff.
No.
Or she was expecting, she shows up and she's pregnant. No. One of those.
All right.
And I'm going to say this because Lucky is fiddling with his light. He looks like the amazing floating head.
Yeah.
It's like he's bank robbing, later in the evening. So good. Another thing for me, have either of you been to the Freeman Stage in Selbyville, Delaware? It's near the Bayside community.
I have.
Freeman Stage is a pretty good performing arts facility that is in very southern Delaware. It's really the center's on the Maryland and Delaware state line. They've just redone it. It's spectacular. It's a facility that is world class. I'd kind of liken it to if you've been to Meriwether Post Pavilion, or I think it's there's Wolf Trap, other ones that are big, where it probably hold 15,000 people. This holds, I think, about 4,000 or 5,000 people, but it's got a great stage, great seating area for those that want to bring lawn chairs and food and drink and
Do they have
and everything.
permanent seats, or is it all
They do have permanent seats now. They didn't used to. So this is a brand new facility. The PA system is incredible. So I would recommend anybody that wants to go to it. We went for a preview night that we'd gotten tickets to. Their first night was, Andreas Bocelli, the Italian opera singer.
Yeah.
His son was singing the second night. But they've got some good performers there showing up this summer. So I would highly recommend.
Add seats? Like, did it get larger, or is it just?
It's definitely larger. It's larger and taller.
Okay.
So it's again, it's beautiful facility. Quite frankly, it's, as I said, it's for this area for sure, but I'd put it up with any big facility around the country. So for Southern Delaware. So the other one that caught my eye, and we can talk about it a bit, is that Kelsey Fedler, the rower. She made it to Hawaii, and we were all sent some clips, various TV things that where she showed up, which is great. And more power to her. She broke the record. But the big question that everybody wants to know is, did she ever respond to you?
So she had to acclimate to being on land after being at sea for 40 something days. So she's going through her email inbox, and I'm sure we'll get a response to our, we sent her some jokes that we told, that Mr. Fun told a couple weeks ago. So hopefully she gets back with us.
Okay.
What I was thinking? You could call her almost a mermaid. Like, I don't know. She was out to sea. What is a mermaid? A fish or a food? It depends if you're horny or hungry.
What?
I mean,
Jeez.
Okay.
Well, you made yourself laugh a lot there.
I'm working on that.
Me laugh when he
There's
laughs.
something there. There's something there.
Yeah, I'm not.
Is it a fish or a food? All right.
Fish or a food? I guess I'm not. Okay, we'll let that one simmer a little while if you were. So, Lucky, what days do we have this week?
Okay, well, a couple recaps from last week. Okay. So a big response to Mr. Fun's story about driving his bike into the retaining pond or whatever it was, the water off the sideways. Yeah. So all the way from, does Mr. Fun need a couple bike riding lessons? A number of people said that. Or people have offered, hey, I still have some training wheels left over from, my kids' bikes. Does Mr. Fun need something like that? So, Mr. Fun, have you been back on your bike? Have you had any other incidents since your debacle last week? Everyone wants to know.
I haven't been back on the bike besides the trip home after the incident.
Okay.
So, and I'm going to share one thing. So, Mr. Fun last week, when he shared the incident where he drove into the retention pond, was that he was describing it as being at Sea Colony, which is a community in Bethany Beach, by the tennis courts and the road. That's what he said. I have subsequently walked in that area since he rode there and realized that when he left the boathouse, he couldn't have driven 75 yards and rode right into the retention pond. He didn't go a quarter mile, which is basically where he described where he went. He didn't get very far before he ran into the retention
If
pond.
You were tracking me, though, you may have noticed that I went the wrong way initially. I went to the right, and then I had to kind of circle back around, which is how I wound up across the street in the first place.
So a few people, and it sounds like there might be some evidence, said, did he really swerve to avoid these people? Or did he just go because he went? So it sounds like there's some, questionable.
There were definitely people I convert. How else could I have gotten out of the pond if the people weren't there?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a funny story.
My wife pointed out that thank God the people were there, or I would have just sat in that pond for hours waiting for somebody to come by to rescue me.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm going with woman or fish. Is a mermaid a woman or a fish? That's so much better.
Yes. Very good. Very good.
Got it. All right. Other recaps. We mentioned the World Cup. The World Cup fervor temperature has gone down from like 100 to 50 in the U.S., with the U.S. getting blasted by Belgium this past week. Wasn't even a game. Like, I think it was 4-1. I mean, they just dominated us. It
was, I would say, dare you say it was embarrassing, but it was. They looked like they were boys playing against men. Belgium, by the way, just so we know, is a country that has the population of, I heard it as New York City. So 8 million people, I think, is the size of Belgium, right? The U.S. has 340 million people.
Yeah.
And we can't put a soccer program out there that is competitive enough to get past the second round. It's sort of frustrating.
Yeah.
Which I've been reading up on why that is, which I'll come on to that in a minute. But the bigger thing was that the game that they lost, 42 million people watched it. That is a big deal. That so
What's
many
the Super
people
Bowl? The Super Bowl's like 100?
Super Bowl's, 100 million households, 100 million people. Super Bowl is well over 100 million. But compared to, say, the World Series or the, NBA finals, 42 million, that dwarfs it. Now, granted, it's a single game, not, 4 games or whatever the case may be. But they maybe draw 20 million each of those. So it was a big deal. And it's too bad the U.S. didn't perform like they did. But the point I was going to make is what you read about it. So the Europeans, they have a youth developmental programs. That's what they do. You send your child off to these programs. And what happens is that the programs then develop the youth, and then if a top tier program soccer club picks them up, and the soccer player gets a contract, that money goes back to the development league. So that's how they set it up. The U.S. perversely, if you're playing soccer, you pay your coach, right? And the coach then develops the players, so to speak, but it kind of gets lost in the shuffle. And there's no reward for the coach except to keep getting money from the parents.
Yeah.
Which it's sort of a system that's broken in that regard. And they've got to try to figure out how to do it better.
So if you dive into that even further, probably some of our best athletes go into other sports because they can't pay their soccer coach.
Right, exactly.
They go into a sport that doesn't cost the parents $3,000 a year like it did when I was paying for my daughter to play soccer.
Yeah, for sure. And so, I mean, you look at, and we do have, to be fair, we have a lot more sports that youths can go into to try to become a professional, right? Whether it's obviously football, basketball, hockey, lacrosse. There are other things besides soccer, whereas in Europe and the rest of the world, soccer is the predominant sport. Yeah. So it's different. So
Anyway, so I'm going to continue to watch the World Cup. I find some of these matchups are compelling. I'm getting to know some of the characters on some of these other teams, which is cool. One of the big games that was this past week was Argentina, which is one of the favorites, playing against Egypt. Egypt went up 2-0 in the match, and Argentina came back with 3 late goals to beat them, which was amazing. So Argentina, being one of these favorite teams, they've been walking a thin line in terms of winning and losing. So curious to see how they're going to continue to play. Messi just seems to be this charismatic, awesome, comes up clutch, kind of thing, passing, shooting. So he's a really interesting person to watch if you want to see what the best in the world looks like.
What's the technology called again? The
VAR.
And that called a penalty, right? Or led to a penalty?
Well, yeah, VAR, it's basically a fancy replay system. And it does introduce controversy because they can, a minute can go by and then, something happens, and both in this Egypt-Argentina game, a goal was scored, and they waved it off after something that happened like, a minute or two earlier, a foul. And that's like, it seems controversial for us in the U.S. because we don't know the game that well. But that's how soccer goes in that replay stuff. Did
either of you watch the Mexico-England game?
Yes.
Might be the single best soccer game I've seen in memory. I don't remember what it was. But the thing that was incredible is Mexico's record at the Azteca, which is the home stadium in Mexico City, again, sits at 8,000 feet of altitude. Their record, they'd only lost 3 games in their history out of 82 games. I think it was something like that. So England then beats them in an away game. It was an incredible soccer game. And the big game now is England-Norway, and they're playing in Miami.
Yeah,
which is going to be brutally hot and humid. So that'll be interesting to watch them.
So speaking of England, I saw this cool story. So there was an English fan who was traveling to the U.S. He was traveling to Boston to see England play. And so as he was traveling, he had a stopover in Barcelona, but he lost his cell phone in Barcelona, and it had his airplane ticket, so that he could get on his connecting flight from Barcelona to Boston. So he decides that he's just going to stay in Barcelona and watch games on TV and stuff like that for like 2 weeks. And his family had no way to get in contact with him. So he's hanging out, and they're all sweating bullets. They're, reaching out to like the Interpol and, all these police and like our family member has missing. We think something has happened to him. But 10 days, he spent 10 days enjoying local bars in Barcelona, watching the tournament matches. They finally found him by tracing his hotel. He was using a credit card to book hotels in Barcelona. I'm like, that's pretty crazy. Like,
do you think it's true?
No.
I find that completely suspicious. One, by the way, a flight from London to Boston, they're a dime a dozen. Why is the guy flying east to Barcelona to then catch a flight over there?
Yeah.
I just don't buy it. I think the
he had
guy wanted to go to
Barcelona in Barcelona.
I'm guessing the guy had ulterior motives for being in Barcelona.
Yeah. This whole thing, the soccer reminds me of my sex life. It's hard to score, and when you do, it's always messy. It's always messy.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
That's good. Look at you.
That's a really good one.
Look at you. Makes up for the mermaid joke.
Yeah, that was rough. Sorry.
Yeah. A couple other quick things. So we had over the 4th of July weekend, we had the big hot dog eating contest. The one we tried to recreate in our own form a couple of years ago on our show for July 4th. Luckily, we're not doing that anymore. But Joey Chestnut put down 66 hot dogs and set the record. Everyone is now like, okay, putting Joey Chestnut in this athlete,
he's the GOAT. Right. He's the GOAT.
He's the GOAT of eating, but he's not an athlete. But they compare him to who if Joey ate 5 hot dogs and Usain Bolt had to eat 5 hot dogs and they had to run a 110-yard dash, who would win?
So my daughter Natalie is the one that proposed that to me yesterday. And you wanted to, so the question was, if in a 100-meter dash, if each had to eat a hot dog,
just one hot dog,
just one hot dog before they ran, who would win the 100-meter dash? Now, instinctively, you want to say Bolt. I don't know. Can Bolt eat a hot dog in under 4 seconds or 5 seconds?
Saying.
That's the question, right? So then Chestnut probably can run the 100-meter dash in 20 seconds. He's not going to be very fast, is my guess. But what is the time that it might take Bolt to eat it? Okay, so that's the question. Do you think Bolt wins or Joey Chestnut wins?
He has to swallow it, right?
He's got to swallow it. You got to eat it and get it down. So who wins the 100-meter dash?
I've never seen him eat a hot dog. I can't answer this. I need more data.
But just what does your gut say?
Joey's going to eat the hot dog in a second, and he's going to run. It's going to take him 10 secones to run.
It would take Bolt 10 seconds just to run it if he was just running.
Okay, it's going to take. Have you seen Joey Chestnut? He's not. Yeah. He's not in good shape.
Okay, so let's say then
but it takes him 12 seconds. So this thing takes 15. He still wins.
Yeah. Okay, so that's one hot dog. Yeah. What if it's 2 hot dogs? When does it become Joey Chestnut's race?
Yeah.
What's the number of hot dogs?
No, I'm saying I'm saying Joey Chestnut wins that.
The one-on-one.
It's going to take Bolt 5-6 seconds to eat his hot dog, for sure.
Okay.
That's what I think.
I think there's mixed feelings on that. I tend to think that Bolt can probably eat a hot dog pretty quickly. And even if he gives Chestnut a 5-second head start, he's going to beat Chestnut. Whatever, but we can debate that. But when does it become surely Joey Chestnut? Is it 2 hot dogs?
Yeah.
Does that guarantee he wins it, or is it 3? What's the number?
I think two hot dogs is sort of hard to eat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm sure Usain Bolt, fastest man in the world or whatever, and he's not a hot dog eater normally, right? So
I think he would relish the opportunity.
Yeah.
If he mustered up the courage. And then he'd have to catch up, though. After he ate it, he'd have to catch up.
Wow,
right,
good for you.
And I also have in the recap, I just wanted to make a plug. I was at the Jolly Jellyfish this past week, and I saw all
What is that, by the way? Is that a bar?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's a bar. Jolly Jellyfish is on 98th Street in Ocean City.
Okay.
I went to happy hour there. They have a great happy hour, but they have live music, and I saw all the vibes. And they're female. It's a acoustic set, a man and a female. The female, Abby Shorter, is a daughter of one of our friends. She absolutely killed it, and so I'm working on her to come on to the show to maybe talk a little bit about what it's like to be an entertainer in the Ocean City circuit.
Nice.
So working on that, but she's going to be at the Jolly Jellyfish again on July 21 and Coconuts on 37th Street on July 28th. all the vibes. Highly encourage our listeners to go see them. Really, really talented duo. Abby Shorter in particular really killed it. So I just wanted to put a big plug in for her.
Excellent.
Okay. All right. National Day. So we got so July 11th. Those of you who are listening on Saturday night, National 7-Eleven Day. You got about an hour left to go get your free Slurpee. I think that's one of the cooler, like,
well, the date, right? 7-Eleven.
Yeah, I think that's a cool little holiday, National Day, and 7-Eleven did a great job taking advantage of it.
So when's the when's the last time you've been in 7-Eleven, and B, when's the last time you had a Slurpee?
Slurpee's a good drink. I'm a Wawa Royal Farms guy now, unfortunately, and I think 7-Eleven is, going the way of the dodo. But that Slurpee is a differentiator.
You do the Diet Coke Slurpee.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Tassos P, who's been we've talked about before, was in Milwaukee. He took his family to Japan. And I didn't know this until he really talked about it. Then I read about it more. 7-Eleven is huge in Japan.
It was founded by a Japanese company.
Was it really?
Or purchased by a Japanese
company. They were trying to purchase it. But anyways, the huge, like, to the point where it sounds like it's more Wawa than it is 7-Eleven. Buy different foods, sushis, things like that. So that's cool.
Where did the name come from?
I don't know.
It was originally the hours were 7 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Oh.
So that was 7-Eleven. It was formerly called the Totem Stores. And then that was from 1928 to 1946. And in 1946, they renamed it 7-Eleven.
Excellent.
That's cool.
Just so you know. You heard it here first.
Yep, that's good. All American Pet Photo Day. Everybody make sure you're getting some photos of you and your pet. On Sunday is pecan pie day, eat Jello day. I'm not a big Jello fan. Occasionally you'll eat it, but that's somehow eat your
shots.
Jello shots, pretty good.
Yeah.
A couple other interesting. We'll talk about National Fry Day in a second, which was on Friday the 10th, and then on the 13th, on Monday, is National Delaware Day. So we better be celebrating, celebrating Delaware this week. I think they deserve it.
And one for me, just because it's Kim C, a super fan of ours. It's her birthday on the 14th, which is also Bastille Day, which is a very famous day, obviously, in French history.
Okay, so National French Fry Day. I thought it would be appropriate that we would do our host draft around French fries. Okay, by popular demand, everybody likes to host drafts. They love to see how we work under pressure, under the lights of drafting. In this case, we're going to do. Here's how our draft's going to work. Okay. We are going to draft each a fry style, a fry dipping sauce, our favorite fast food fry, and then topping, like loaded with what, okay? And then we're going to evaluate who had the best draft. We'll ask our listeners, contact@laughsmartly.com, what everybody thinks. And we'll each take turns picking first, second, and third, and we'll see how this works. And I don't know, it is National Fry Day, Mr. Fun. I hope you have a joke that goes with National Fry Day.
You find it ironic that in France they eat escargot, which is like the opposite of fast food?
Okay. Right. So it's not just French fry jokes; they're French jokes. He's just
French jokes, yeah.
French jokes.
So they asked a soldier after World War II. They said, you're not welcome after surrendering. You're not welcome back in France. Where do you plan to relocate? And all he could say was Iran.
Oh, jeez.
You know where the term French came in French fries?
I don't know, because they don't make them in France. They make them in Greece.
So the term originated in like the World War II era. So American soldiers arrived in Belgium, and they had the Belgian potato snack. And since French was the official language of the Belgian army at the time, the American soldiers called them French fries.
Oh.
That's how that's the origin of French fries. So whatever that's worth.
Oh. My wife and daughter were in a big argument. We were eating cheeseburgers, and they said, "Should we do French fries, or should we do mixed vegetables?" And I said, "I'm not choosing sides."
You're not choosing sides. Okay,
good.
All right. With that, we are going to start our host draft, and Mr. Fun, I'm going to let you have the first pick in the fry style category.
Oh, I thought we were doing that weird thing where you have to choose one from each category, but
No,
No,
we're gonna each take turns picking first, second, and third, and then we're gonna do sauce next, that kind of thing.
oh, okay.
So what's your favorite fry style?
I'm gonna go. I can't believe I'm gonna do this because I know where we're going with this, but I'm gonna go straight fries. Just straight fries. I'm not gonna
Like
choose any of these.
Shoestring, like the shoestring kind.
The one,
like
the-
McDonald's.
yeah,
is what
straight
he's saying.
fry. That's
Yeah.
how I like them like that. I'm not gonna mess
Okay.
with perfection.
I think that's a shoestring.
Call
okay.
it that. I'm not gonna get any votes. Call it straight fries.
Straight.
That's what I'm calling them.
Straight. Okay.
Regular fries.
Regular fries, like e.g. McDonald's.
Yeah.
That's what
Okay.
he wants.
All right. Straight fries. All right, Biff. What do you got?
I'm going to go frites, which is the twice cooked, small fries. You have them with mussels. You have them with steak. I'm going frites.
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 Okay. All right. You guys are a little complicated. I'm a big fan of the steak fries.
Okay.
So
That's
I'm
fine.
going
That's
steak
a good one.
fries
That's fair.
for mine.
Wow,
Okay.
I came out of nowhere. I thought we were gonna go because we're not picking any others, right? Those are the
No,
That's it. Those are-
Now we're
that's
gonna
it.
go
there's
sauce.
waffle. There's curly fries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
crinkle
that's
fries
okay.
are really good.
Yeah.
Sweet potato, boardwalk fries.
What's a crinkle fry?
That's the one that's like ridged
Ridge.
Okay.
for her pleasure kind of
What?
thing, you know?
Jeez.
Okay. All right. Dipping sauce. Here we go. All right, Biff, you get to pick the optimal dipping sauce for your frites.
I'm going all in. I'm staying with the theme. I'm going European. I'm going with mayonnaise.
Oh God, we
Love
don't
it.
have our European. We do have a bunch of European listeners, but there's not that many.
As Mr. Fun always talks about, our listeners are a sophisticated group and they understand. And international foods do not scare them. This is what they do.
Okay. All right. I could easily take ketchup, which, that's everybody's go-to, but I'm going to venture out with my second pick, and Mr. Fun, you get to go next. I'm going the malt vinegar.
Nice.
Okay. For
Okay.
my sauce. Okay. And Mr. Fun, what do you got?
Can I go the Chick-fil-A sauce?
Yes.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A sauce.
Chick-fil-A sauce. Okay.
Delicious. Mayonnaise, barbecue, and honey mustard all mixed up into a delicious concoction.
Okay. Very good. All right. Mr. Fun, you get to pick first this time for your favorite fast food.
Gosh, I mean, the most popular has to be McDonald's, but I'm gonna go McDonald's. McDonald's.
Okay.
I mess with perfection.
All right. McDonald's. Biff, you get to go next.
I would say Five Guys.
Five Guys.
Another
That's
good
what
one.
I was going to go with. Good one. Geez, I was going to lead towards Chick-fil-A. I guess I got to go Chick-fil-A, waffle
Yeah, that's a
fries.
good one.
So
Even though
I'll
you
go
didn't pick
Chick-fil-A.
waffle fries.
I'm going waffle or Chick-fil-A. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then I'm going to pick first for the loaded, and I'm going with bacon and cheese topping.
Don't
Okay.
do it, Biff. Don't
Well, I know
pick
where
where I'm going.
I know where
Okay,
I'm going.
Biff, you get to go next.
I'm going to go a version of what Mr. Fun was going to do, so I think it's going to disqualify him. I'm going, again, sophistication of our crowd. I'm going, for those that have ever had it, poutine and gravy, which
Yeah.
is basically a cheese curd and gravy.
Yeah, and if you
Because-
were really cool, you would say disco fries.
No, I wouldn't.
That's what
I
they're called in
wouldn't-
Jersey. They're going to call
But,
it special fries or disco fries.
They're Lucky's French Canadian heritage, my French Canadian heritage, poutine.
Okay, poutine, got it. And then, Mr. Fun, you're going to close us out with a favorite topping. What's your favorite loaded fry topping?
Let's put some pulled pork on top of those fries. It's all I
Pulled
got.
pork. You coulda-
Pulled pork
Okay.
on front of
All
fries.
right.
I lost it because I was last in that category. That sucks.
Okay, here we go. We'll get
I
do a
want to go with
recap.
poutine, though. I would have won it with disco fries.
Recap. Biff chose frites with mayonnaise, and he likes Five Guys and a topping of poutine. I had steak fries with malt vinegar, Chick-fil-A's waffle fries, and bacon and cheese as my loaded topping. And Mr. Fun went with the straight fry with Chick-fil-A sauce. His fast food is McDonald's and pulled pork on top of his.
Yep.
So we'll get it out to our audience, and we hear our feedback and
Look,
contact.
I'm guessing I'm going to lose, and that's okay. I'm comfortable with it. I won last week, but I'm not sure there's a clear-cut winner in that group.
Yeah,
So-
I think you're right there.
So-
I think you're right.
I'll
So
tell you,
anyway,
anybody asked to pick their favorite fries who answers frites should be disqualified.
No, I'm telling you, You go to a fancy restaurant, Mr. Fun. You get a strip steak or a New York strip or sirloin, and they're putting frites on it. They're not giving
me.
Fries.
They put fries next to mine.
They do not. They're
they call it frites. I'm like, are those fries? Put the fries on there.
Steak and frites.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you guys donate to charities? Like, do you have a regular set of charities that you donate to, or how do you handle when like new charities come and knock on your door? People are raising money. How do you guys handle it these days?
I'm committed every year as part of this group to donate to certain charities. So to be honest, unless I know the person, I usually just say I already give to charity. But if I know the person, if somebody's raising money for their, whatever, for a cause, and I know them, I'll donate towards it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Biff?
Yeah, admittedly, I don't have an arsenal. I used to, do like the Leukemia Society, things like that. Or, frankly, our kids, whatever they were associated with, like Relay for Life. I've not been doing a lot of charitable donations recently, but I donate platelets, which doesn't cost any money, but that's sort of my giving back. It's just not money.
Okay. When you hear this story, you don't know this guy, but I think you're going to want to donate to this guy. Michael Phillips, a 38-year-old guy from North Carolina, is raising money via GoFundMe because he's known as the man with the world's smallest penis. His penis erect is 0.38 inches, and he is raising money to get a penis enlargement.
Wait, 4/10 of an inch?
4/10 of an inch.
Donate. I'll
the
donate.
Poor
that
guy
needs our help.
He's trying to raise $22,000 to get an enlargement to basically so that he can be more, increase the size of his
Does he have
manhood.
goals? Is there goals? Is there a goal?
$22,000.
And how big?
I think he wants to be, a couple inches. He wants some more girth.
Does he pay by the inch? Does he pay by the inch?
I don't know.
How do they allocate that? What the smallest part of a Porsche is? The driver's penis. The smallest part inside a Porsche. The smallest part inside a Porsche.
Got it.
Penis.
Okay,
but before you go, I give a lot of money to charity, and when she's not dancing, I give it to Destiny.
That's pretty good. You got to give Dr. Robert Dorfman some credit. He stepped up to say, I want to do this surgery. I'm going to give the guy a massive discount. But micropenis is defined as anyone who has a sexual organ less than 2.67 inches long when stretched. Okay. So for those of you who are feeling charitable, listeners, poor Michael Phillips definitely needs a donation. So I may even make a donation on behalf of Laugh Smartly.
Yeah, let's do it. And let's
help the poor dude out.
And Dr. Dorfman, way to go, Dorf. Way to go.
Anyway, all right. In other competitive news, this week is coming up. This week, these next 2 weeks are running in the bulls in Spain, right? Which I think is cool. In Pamplona. I don't know. I think it's one of the coolest events out there. It tends to get like a little bit of news every now and again. I think mostly it gets news when somebody gets gored, But yeah, the festival goes from July 6th to the 14th.
It's always tourists too. The tourists the people who live there don't go near the bulls like that. Yeah. Or they know where to hide.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our friend Lynn, I'm sorry, go ahead, Bob.
No, do you know that there's more to it? So the bulls run, and you try to get as close as you can to show your manhood or whatever, and then you run, and then at the end, the bulls are all herded into a bullfighting arena, and the bodies at the end are the meat is donated to the hungry in Spain, and except for the testicles, which are considered a delicacy, and they're given to fine dining. There was an American who we went on the first night, and he enjoyed them so much he ordered them the second night, but it was they were much smaller, and he enjoyed them. But he asked the waiter, he said, "Why were they so small the second night?" And he goes, "Sometimes the bull wins the fight."
Yeah. So our friend Lindy has run with the bulls, as I think we've talked about. I'm not sure I would have ever. Well, I guess, at my age, I definitely wouldn't run with the bulls. But say 30 years ago, would you guys have run with the bulls?
Can you? Is there a way you can like stand there and like sort of be part of it, but you don't have to like run?
You got to get up on like hang from the balcony while they run
like you get your picture with them running past you. It sort of seems like you're running with the bulls, but you're not really in danger. Is that possible?
Just don't go close to them.
Yeah, don't get. I mean, some people don't. I seem to recall seeing photos where people are lining the streets, right? But I still think there's a danger to doing that. I'm not sure I would want to do any of that.
In answer to your question, 30 years ago, I would have done it. I mean, I would have tried to tackle a locomotive 30 years ago. Now I won't go near anything dangerous except bike riding after a few crushes.
That's the daily run is only like 2 to 4 minutes. So it's like, it's probably hard to, get in the mix there.
So in Dewey Beach, it was 2 weeks ago, they did the running of the bull, which is their annual person dressed up in the big bull costume. And they close down the streets in Dewey Beach.
That's fun.
Get thousands of people.
Is it a contest? Like if he catches you or anything like that? Do you know?
I'm not aware of that, but everybody dresses in red and they do everything that they would do for the running of the bulls in Pamplona. But this is just basically an excuse to drink. Probably Red Bull, as a matter of fact.
No, I like it. I like it.
The stretch that's most famous of this of the running of the bulls is the Estafeta stretch. Estafeta Street is the iconic section shown in many photos and TV broadcasts. It's long enough for runners to get alongside the bull, so you can see, but it also gets very crowded. I think I was looking at some of the stats, like more than a dozen people have died in the last 125 years doing this. You have to be 18 years old to do it. So just so you know.
Okay.
But anyway, so we'll watch out for some highlights from the running of the bulls. A cool event. The other interesting milestone this week that I saw, Disney had their billionth visitor.
So that's all their theme parks?
Well, so 70 years after Walt Disney opened the Disneyland Park and Resort in California, being that they're the one that's been in play the longest, they had their billionth guest this week. So I think
the California Park.
Location. Yeah.
Yeah, because it didn't sound like, billion's a lot, but across the 4 or 5, 6, whatever they have, didn't sound like a lot. But because a billion's 1,000 million, right? And you would think that they get 1 million people with regularity in California in a year. So it doesn't. But that's big. It's impressive for something that was not, drawings, cartoons.
Yeah. Is the cachet of going to Disney, is it diminished compared to when our kids were younger? 25 years ago? Would you say, or is it the same?
I would imagine it's the same. I don't know. Mr.
I think
Fun.
their attendance and stuff is down.
It's very expensive now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. 10,500 for a family of 4 to go for 4 days.
What I did see, which I find to be a bit, I'll just say it's strange, is how many single young adults go to Disney or even into their 30s and 40s. It's like like Disney World specifically, it's some number like 30 or 40% of the attendees don't have kids that go.
Many go back so many times too.
Right.
It's like an annual trip.
Yeah, and it's but they've never given up their childhood in some respects. It's just sort of a different sort of deal.
Being a Disney tourist, a Disney followers, like somebody who takes Viagra, being in the line, it's you wait about an hour and then it's a 5-minute ride. It's like a 5-minute ride, and it's never as exciting as you wish it would be. It's never.
My goodness.
Yeah.
My goodness.
What's your okay? Can you even remember what was your favorite Disney things? I mean, I've been to the Orlando ones. I bet you've probably been to both, right?
I've never been to Orlando. I've been to Disneyland.
Oh, really? I've never been to Disneyland. I've been to only Orlando.
Look, I think I like the roller coasters that they have, which was it's the wooden one. It's a Western theme. I'm trying to remember what it was called. I thought that was really cool.
It's not the runaway train or something like that.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah.
And then they had California Adventure in California, which was cool. They had great roller coasters and stuff there.
What about the world? It's a small world. You didn't enjoy that?
It's a small world. The song just drives you nuts.
Yeah. I could see you enjoying that.
Space Mountain.
Space Mountain's a cool ride. Pirates of the Caribbean, it's a good ride. The water, the river.
The Flume.
There's a safari. No. There's a safari, right?
The one where they take you on the riverboat and all the.
Why are we even pretending we know about Disney? Why are we even pretending?
I went there a couple times when my kids were young.
What's your favorite ride?
I like the Hall of Presidents as an adult. I think that's really cool.
Who is your favorite Disney princess?
Pocahontas by a long shot. I know that.
Jeez, it would have taken me a second to. More than half a second to think of one.
Yeah.
I already
Pocahantas.
that was after spending at least 1 week there. I sort of knew right from the gate who was my all-time favorite. It was
Excellent.
Pocahontas.
Excellent.
Wait. Were you an adult when you came up with that answer?
Oh, yeah.
Pocahontas?
Yes.
Jeez.
Why?
I don't know.
I had okay, because it's hard to see, like when you watch all the movies, it's sort of hard to tell like how hot they are in their animated form. But when you go in real person, you see the real Pocahontas,
The
the real
18-year-old.
Cinderella,
The
the real
18-year-old.
so they're like you can really tell who's Pocahontas has it going on.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like their outfit.
You know, there's
Right.
different ones. There's not just one Pocahontas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But let's. I'm sorry. I got to rewind that. You can't tell. And his words were something to the effect of, "You can't tell in the cartoons
Right.
until you go to Disney and see the real one,
the real one.
the
Real
one,
princess.
the real princess."
Yes.
This is. I love when he keeps digging. I just love it. It's one of the highlights of the show.
All right. Okay. And
she
then
was like,
what's that?
She was like, you know, I'm going to get you in trouble if you keep staring at me, pervert. And you were like, how?
You're supposed to stare at him. That's part of the going to Disney. What are you supposed to not look at him?
You're supposed to stare at the Disney princesses.
It's the only time you're
While
allowed
you're
to
holding
look
your
at the
daughter's
hot.
hand.
Anyway. All right. And one of my last stories. So Emmys, the TV Emmys were announced earlier this week, 78th Emmys. The show is going to be on NBC and Peacock on September 14th. Everybody's anxious to see who gets nominated for the different categories. Interesting to see what platforms get the most nominations. So the platform that had the most nominations, HBO Max, got 122 nominations across all the categories. Pretty interesting.
Right.
Okay. A reason to subscribe to HBO Max. Netflix, 111, Apple TV, 87, of which I'm probably spending $35 a month for each of three of those to see those stations, right? I mean, but it's worth it because it's the highest quality TV shows are coming from there. ABC, CBS, and NBC are the next three in the list, but they pale in comparison to the number of the top three. ABC 38 nominations, CBS 32, NBC 30. The free TV
forgive me because I don't watch a lot of TV, or yes I do, but anyway, or I don't know the Emmys. You don't get an award for being the best network or the best platform, right?
No, but the shows like
I
drama,
I see what you're saying. I just wondered if that was recognized in any way.
No, but they highlight the platforms by nominations now because of there's it's basically a variant on the standard network platform, right? And so it's interesting to see how these non-networks are dominating.
So when's the last time either of you watched what you would call a series on a ABC, NBC, CBS?
I can't name the last one.
I think the closest I've ever come recently is probably every now and then I would flip the channels and see like American Idol.
Oh I watched that. I'm sorry. I forgot about reality.
But that's really that's not even it is scripted, but that's not a sitcom like we would know it or a drama.
Right.
That's just a reality show.
Reality competition category.
Right. So
that's a category?
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what should win the best show, but it didn't have a chance, was about like people were on a plane and you had to guess which celebrity was flying the plane. But it didn't go anywhere after the pilot was shown.
Look at you.
Jeez.
Okay, these are the programs with the most nominations: The Pit, Hacks, Widow's Bay, Pluribus, Beef, DTF St. Louis, Saturday Night Live with 11 nominations.
Oh,
and then
wow.
Spider Noir.
No.
With 11.
No idea what that is.
Yeah.
Okay. Friends and Neighbors, which we talked about that show on Apple TV, got nominated for Best Drama. That was a sort of a surprise. And a big snub, we talked about this movie, I think it was on Netflix, Task. It was a drama series. Yeah. Did not get nominated.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Honestly, who cares about the Emmys? Do you care, Lucky, besides reading the story?
Well, it's interesting to see, because we always talk about, hey, what are you watching? What are you watching? And to see, what the experts, if you want to call it that, think are the best shows. Some validation.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, we'll find out in September. So we have teased it for 3 months. So
we will.
Good. Mr. Fun, we are really there.
Really?
We are. We need the last joke.
Lucky got in trouble again because he went to a restaurant and there was a very attractive waitress and she came over and he said, "Can I see the menu, please?" And she smacked him and said, "It's none of your business what men I please."
Ooh, that's pretty good.
That's
Mr.
good.
Fun.
Very, very creative.
I
Very
like that.
creative. So, Lucky, how do they get hold of us?
Contact@laughsmartly.com. Please keep the feedback coming. We love it. We use some of the feedback when some of our content from week to week. So thank you for sending it in.
Excellent. Again, watch us on YouTube, see our shorts on Instagram, Facebook, X, you name it. We are there. Not just like and subscribe, but please share if you would. Also, the same thing on the podcast platforms if you listen there. And of course, if you're listening on WGMD's 98.5, the Talk of Delmarva, thank you very much for doing that on Saturday nights at 10 or Sundays at 3 p.m. So anyways, guys, great
public service announcement.
Yeah.
When selecting your favorite fries, don't use the word poutang or frites. It's just a public service, a manly public service announcement.
Unless you're in Europe.
Unless you're in Europe.
Okay, listen to that. Okay, now I hope I win, proving yet again that I can be victorious with the sophistication of our audience. Anyways, good to see you guys. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and we will look forward to doing it again next week. Until then, let me just say thank you and goodbye.
All right.